Right guys, Jotun here, back with another video, and yeah, this is probably slightly different to my normal ones, but I kind of feel this video has to be made, and apologies if you if you're a bit upset because it's not in my car, but I decided to take a long walk today. I've been at the pub for a few jars, and basically this video has to be made, rightly or wrongly. I've got to get this shit off my chest because I can't just sit back on this shit any longer. It's been I've talked to a few people about it, and sorry, I've probably been smoking a few too many cigarettes today. Couple that with a lot of beers, and you know how you can get when you've had a few beers. I'm sure you all understand, especially you, Ryan. And yeah, the reason I've not made a lot of vlogs recently is because, well, basically, I don't know what it is. I tend to think of a subject and then I overthink it, and then I get to a point where I don't want to. I sort of talk myself out of the video. But this one kind of has to be made for a few reasons, and it's basically in response to a guy, or you may or may not know, which is called a guy called Hellavation, who thinks himself as some sort of Sith Lord of the internet, or whatever the fuck he's on about. Anyway, now the one thing I've got to say about this dude is, dude, you need a bit of a reality check, because my friend, basically grooming, which is what you're doing, whether you realise it or not. You know, you've got to check your habits and what you're doing on the internet, and whether it's intentional or whether it's not. But what you're doing is totally wrong. And I'm not going to label anything that you're doing. Everyone has their own problems. I've had my problems and I've shared them with my subscribers before. But what you need to do, you need to seriously think about what you're doing. You know the reasons behind why you were cut off from a certain group. And you know the reason why you were cut off from a certain person. And basically all the bullshit's got to stop, dude. All this shit about you, you know, basically, you know, your life's going to end, and all this shit going on in your life, the shit just doesn't wash anymore, dude. I happen to think that I haven't actually got a problem with people, you know, basically making up a false existence. If that's what you're doing, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but you've got to look at the reasons behind your videos. Who are you trying to convince? Just have a look back at some of your videos, because I happen to think that, in all honesty, I think you're trying to convince yourself rather than everyone else. When you put out videos like Karma, Friends or Frenemies, and, you know, videos about YouTube drama, who are you trying to convince? Are you trying to convince, you know, people who are your subscribers? Or are you trying to convince yourself? Because I bet your bottom dollar you're trying to convince yourself. You're trying to convince yourself that everything around you is somebody else's problem. And the only thing you can point out to yourself in all of this, from what I've seen of other videos, the only thing I can see is that you think it's a little bit of immaturity. If that's what you really think, if that's what you really believe, is that through all this, all you've done has been a little bit immature, seriously, dude, you need to take a step back. You need to take a step back from YouTube. You need to take a step back from Twitter. And you seriously need to reevaluate what is going on in your life. I'm not one to cast aspersions on anyone. You can check it out. I don't call people out like this for no reason at all. But you seriously need to rethink your position. Because what's the real problem here? Is the real problem other people? Or is it in fact yourself? Because I think you'll find, if you look really deep down at what you're doing and the vibe or the message that you're putting out, I think you'll find that it's yourself. I'm just trying to be honest. Basically, this is not a trolling video. We all know what's gone on in the past. You all know the behaviours that you exhibit through the internet. And I'm sure you think in your own little existence, in your own little world, that the persona you're giving off is okay. But dude, it's not. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to end this video now. When your behaviours that you exhibit start to affect real friends that I have, dude, you've got to stop. Because if you don't stop what you're doing and what you're perpetuating, I will end you. I will make it my mission to make sure that your channel gets shut down. I will do everything in my power to make sure you get shut down. And like I said, I don't make this video lightly, believe me. I'm a person who believes in no bullshit. No second chances, no equivocations. You either change what you're doing or make it my mission to end what you're doing. Because what you're doing is wrong. No matter what the recipient, or no matter what the receiver, if you like, of your no matter what the receiver of your message, if you like, takes for it. What you're doing, dude, is wrong. And when it affects real people that I actually fucking give a shit about, shit has got to stop. Now you can take that as a warning or whatever. I don't really give a fucking flying fuck. But you've got to stop it now. So to Hellavation, all I'm saying is, dude, just change your behaviours. Look at the titles of your videos. Look at the videos you're producing. And look a bit inwards. Because what you're doing goes way, way beyond immaturity. And I'm not labelling it, I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying, take a look at yourself and just think. Just think about what you're doing. Because what you're doing is inherently wrong. Alright, dudes, I'm joking. I'm drunk and I'm out.